His third career game, signed off the Cleveland practice squad in late October to replace Brett Maher. Lucas Haversick, a 22-yard attempt to give the Rams the lead. Out of the hold of Ethan Evans, and the kick is right down the middle. With 1:31 to go, the Rams have the lead.
All right, so now we set up. You look at Geno Smith, who's got to lead a game-winning drive. The caveat, obviously, without scoring a touchdown is all he needs to do is get in the field goal range, as opposed to having to cross the goal line.
Is it Geno Smith, though? That's the thing we still don't know. Smith and Locke were both throwing on the sideline during that Rams drive. It looks like Geno is trying to go back in there. He suffered a right elbow injury on a big hit earlier in the half.
Well, you just look at the body language. Drew Lock is kind of hanging around midfield. Geno Smith's getting a sip of water, getting talked to, getting dapped up. My guess is Geno.
Yeah, I'd guess it's Geno too, and I love the grit and the toughness to go out there. But you got to wonder, does he have enough in that elbow to let it rip down the field? At some point, you're going to need to make a chunk play. Does he have enough strength in that elbow to be able to drive it down the field?
8th blown lead of the season for the Seahawks. That's tied with the Falcons for the most in the NFL this year. It's a touchback, so Seattle will get the ball at the 25 with Geno Smith coming back out on the field with no timeouts.
Well, I think in this situation as a quarterback, there's 1 minute and 31 seconds, and you've talked on the sideline. Do we need to get the ball to the 40? Do we need to get it to the 35 to give ourselves a good opportunity to kick the field goal? You can use the whole field here. The middle of the field is still available to you until you get about under 30 seconds.
They need about 40 yards to get in field goal range. Smith fires, and he's got a completion and a first down.
And that one looked fine. Geno Smith showed no ill effects of the elbow injury. You see the big sleeve, compression sleeve, but gets in rhythm, lets that ball go on time.
Tyler Lockett for 13 yards. Geno looks the other way, and that one a little bit out of the reach of DK Metcalf, stopping the clock with 1:09 to play.
You said it, Geno saying that's on me. You know, you got to give DK Metcalf an opportunity to make a play on the sideline on that ball. But Tiki, you said it. He's got plenty of ability in that elbow right now to drive the football down the field. He hit the curl route on the first play, throwing the deep out on the second. He's got enough arm strength to do it.
Smith to Charbonnet, not much doing there. He floated one, and Jordan Fuller with the immediate tackle. The clock continues to tick.
Yeah, an incompletion was probably better there.
Yeah, time is more important than yards in these situations. Interesting, too, Raheem Morris has decided to rush 5 the last 2 plays. We'll see if he continues to pressure or play coverage with 7 guys in the secondary.
And now this play is blown dead. Pete Carroll wondering why the play has been blown dead, as the officials are huddling up. No explanation from Carl Cheffers and his crew just yet. There's no flag down on the field, and we all wait.
The only thing you could think of was that pass was incomplete, but there's no way that was incomplete. It was a definite catch.
I didn't see anything. I wonder if it's a spotting issue. If they didn't spot it correctly and the referees are trying to get it right.
The ruling of a completed pass is under review.
There it is. Underneath 2 minutes, it goes to the booth.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it is incomplete, it would be a huge benefit for Seattle.
It's a break on the time for sure.
Let's take a look at this. Geno Smith just floating it up in the air to Charbonnet. Let's see.
Couldn't tell from that
Can't really
angle.
tell. Jordan Fuller saying incomplete, not realizing that actually is benefiting the Seahawks.
I don't know, from those two angles, I don't think you're able to overturn it, although the ball does look like it comes loose there at the very end.
Can't quite tell if his arm is underneath that ball when it hits the ground. If it is not, then the ground would have helped him catch the football. Therefore, it would be an incomplete pass.
Carl Jeffers showing off the 40 time in his 16th year as a referee, the longest tenured ref.
Check this out. Jeffers went down to the wrong side. He thought the replay was down on the far 20 behind the Seahawks. Yeah, he had to sprint. That's not 40. That's like 70 yards.
Really no good look that we've seen so far.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, there were a couple angles where you saw that ball move very late, but it was so far after the catch, it's hard to tell if he was be able to possess that. Gene is with us. Gene, what are you seeing so far?
You know, guys, I'm with you on it. We're looking at every angle, and really remember now, we've got to go into the rules of replay. The ruling is a catch. We have to see something that definitively tells us that that ruling is not a completion. And unfortunately here, a body part or an angle, we just can't see that whole football to tell whether there's something there that makes it incomplete. There's a look right there that shows a little bit of the football out, but I don't see that ball bobbling in that space either. So I don't see them overturning this. It feels like a stands play so far from the angles I'm seeing.
Hey, Gene, if it is ruled, if it's upheld on the field, what happens with the clock?
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Third down.
What you do with that situation, Matt, is you'll hold it right there when they stop for review because it was running. That's why they wait until right when the snap is imminent to stop, so no one gains an advantage one way or the other. So they had just waited until that snap was imminent, stopped the clock. Now Carl Jeffers is telling Geno Smith he's going to wind the clock, and the clock will start on his ready for play in a second here.
All right, Gene, great stuff. Thank you. 3rd down and 8. From Gene to Geno to DK Metcalf. First down for Seattle. And a 20-yard pickup.
And even though it's intangible, it really did help the Seattle Seahawks.
From the 39. They run it with Charbonnet right up the middle. And he picks up a couple. Now, Seattle cannot stop the clock. 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is a clock situation where you're either going to clock it quick and try and gain a few more yards, or you're going to take this under 5 seconds.
Geno spikes it with 7 seconds left, and out comes Jason Myers.
Yeah, I think as a quarterback in those situations, you want to take it down to 3 or 4 because you're not going to be able to get back the field goal unit back on with a bad snap, and you just want this to be the last play. I think sometimes in that situation, if you want to clock it at 10, you're thinking about throwing something on the sideline, trying to get 3 or 4 more yards, but they choose to send out the field goal unit here.
It's a 55-yard attempt. Myers' career long is 61, and it was on this field 3 years ago to give Seattle the lead. And Sean McVay is going to put him on ice for a few more seconds. He uses his final timeout.
I think you have to go back to that. This is the pregame. You see a 60-yard attempt. Just dragging left. Doinks the left upright.
I'll say this, though. He's got some adrenaline flowing right now that he might not have had going in pregame.
True.
And in this game, he's already hit from 54 and 52.
And all of those looked like they had plenty of space to go through from 60.
Officially 8 seconds on the clock. Jason Myers from 55 yards away. Kick on the way, leaking right, and it's no good! Myers had made 15 consecutive field goals, but he misses from 55.
You watch Myers here. He tries to drive it, and it just leaks out right. Looks like my slice just moves to the right at the last moment.
Yeah, maybe not just the cleanest of hits for Myers in that situation.
Might have been short as well.
And Sean McVay and the Rams are going to sweep the season series from the Seahawks. McVay, including the playoffs, improves to 10-5 all-time against Pete Carroll, the most losses Pete Carroll has against any head coach in his career. The Rams end their 3-game losing streak. And the San Francisco 49ers now lead the NFC West. 17-16 is the final score. A thriller here in Los Angeles.
And you got to feel for Jason Myers. Been counted on. Geno Smith got him in position to kick the game winner.
You see the reaction from Matthew Stafford, playing with that splint on his thumb. The Rams celebrating their first win since mid-October against the Cardinals.